Hello again and welcome back to English Today. This is DVD17 and the fifth DVD of your upper intermediate level. And in this DVD, we'll begin with another 2 episodes of our story, That's Life, followed by our special TV programs, where our culinary experts will be talking about how to set the table. This will be followed by a discussion about e-commerce and about doing business on the internet. Then, in the grammar section, we'll study how to position adjectives in the English sentence and also look at some of the main differences between American and British English, all right? So, enjoy yourselves and enjoy your viewing.
I knew it. It couldn't have been different.
Watch out! Oh, God. Did you hurt yourself?
Oh, no.
You should watch where you're going.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm used to walking into things. You know, I'm a bit absent-minded. When I was a kid, I was always falling over. I was always covered in bruises. But, oh, excuse me now. The first full moon of the summer. Just wonderful.
Hey, what's the full moon got to do with anything?
No, nothing.
Come on, please. Tell me what you're reading.
It's just a beautiful love story full of passion. It's a love story between a young lady of the nobility and a farmer. The girl's father wants her to marry a lord and is against the relationship. So he arranges to have the young farmer kidnapped and locked away in a secret room to die of hunger and thirst.
What a sad story. Isn't it rather depressing?
Well, oh, wait a minute. I haven't finished. The kidnapping happened on the first full moon of the summer. Just a moment before, the 2 lovers had arranged to meet. Legend says that every year on that night, the young girls return to look for her lover. Do you see?
What should I see? It's a legend. Don't tell me I should believe in such a stupid thing.
Well, on the contrary, I think you should. This is the interesting part. This love story took place here, in this house. And tonight, there's the first full moon of the summer. Oh, this is so exciting. I know this holiday would bring some pleasant surprises.
You must be mad. And by the way, where on earth did you find this book?
Well, up in the attic. It must have been written by one of Paolo's ancestors. If I'd known that room contained some treasures like this book, I'd lock myself in there for the whole holiday.
You shouldn't go nosing around everywhere, Michelle.
Well, then you should leave me alone then. I'm going to get the others together now, and we'll devise a plan for tonight so we can look for the young girl's ghost.
Hey, Sarah! Like a flip?
Hello.
I'm glad you're here.
We've been here since noon.
You've made an incredible discovery.
What's this about?
Well, according to Michelle, this house is home to the spirit of a young girl. And this young girl is going to appear to us tonight as a ghost.
Don't make fun, okay? It's true. I read it in a book I found at home. And I can feel it, too. There's a strange atmosphere, almost surreal.
I think the only strange thing here is you.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, enough of that. Listen to me. This is the plan for tonight. When the moon's high in the sky, we'll get some candles and go and look for the ghost. Paolo, didn't you know anything about the story?
Well, my grandfather did tell me something about it. When I was a boy, I used to go looking for spirits with my cousins.
And didn't you feel frightened?
I know, it was a great fun.
Sure, everyone knows ghosts don't exist.
Oh, you're wrong there. You know, one night, we heard some strange noise. Someone was shouting. Oh, we were so scared. And we ran up to our rooms and my youngest cousin cried for 2 days. He was so terrified.
What rubbish. I think you just invented the whole story.
Okay, stop arguing. Paolo and I are going to look for the ghost tonight. Sandra, you coming with us?
Well, I don't really believe in these things, but if you're both going, well, why not? It'll be a bit of change from the other evenings. And By the way, I'm quite curious to find out whether this ghost really exists or not. Sarah, are you coming with us?
Oh no, I don't believe in spirits, and I don't do such stupid things. I'll just stay in my room and read.
Oh, come on, Sarah. Don't be the usual spoil sport. Come with us. You'll see it'll be fun.
Don't insist. I said no.
That damn pub. She wouldn't be like this if it hadn't burned down.
I know, you're right. Let's try not to let our problems get us down. Sandra, can you call Mike and Anne? And we'll tell them what's the plan for tonight.
Okay.
Ghost hunting under a full moon, yeah.
Hi everyone, and welcome back for another lesson. Now, as you've been watching our story, That's Life, you've probably noticed that there are different Englishes, different accents, like British English, American English, Australian English. Yeah, now you can often notice that from the accent. But we don't only notice the difference from the accent. There are also differences in vocabulary. And this is something that I want to look at with you now, especially between British English and American English. So we'll look at the screen and you can see the words written, because British English and American English, when I meet, for example, an American person, I usually don't have any problems understanding. But occasionally, let me tell you this story. An American said to me once, he said, hey, do you have a moose? And I didn't know what to answer. He said, do you have a moose? Now, in the English language, a moose is either the dessert that you eat at the end of a meal, like chocolate mousse, or it's the animal with antlers that you see in Canada. So none of those things were appropriate for the situation that we were in. So I had to say, sorry, what do you mean by moose? And for him, the moose was a mattress. You know, part of the bed that you sleep on, a moose was a mattress. So I was just flabbergasted. I could never have guessed that a moose was a mattress. So let me show you or introduce you, maybe you know some of these already, especially if you watch the cinema a lot. Some of the difference in terminologies and vocabulary between American and English, all right? Now, look at the screen. In British English, we talk about living in a flat, which is a small house in a condominium. So that's a flat. But the Americans tend to call that an apartment, all right? Then we in England have gardens, which are often attached to our houses or our flats. But in America, they call that a yard, all right? A yard. So in my backyard, you often hear. Then when you have rubbish, in England, we put the rubbish in a rubbish bin. But in America, rubbish is garbage. So they put their rubbish in a garbage can. So rubbish bin, garbage can. If I say in British English, I'm going to town, the Americans will say, I'm going downtown. I'm going downtown. In England, walking along the streets, the part beside the street itself, beside the road, is called a pavement. But in America, that is called a sidewalk. Pavement, sidewalk. We put our cars in a car park, but in America, they call a car park a parking lot. Okay, parking lot. In Britain, we drive on motorways, whereas in America, you will hear the word freeway or highway or even superhighway, All right, so motorway in Britain, freeway, highway in America. Then when all the roads come together, we call that in English a junction. But the Americans call it an intersection. Junction, intersection. When we are traveling in our cars, we go and we buy petrol. The Americans buy gas or gasoline. For us, gas is a liquid air. So, gasoline in British English is petrol, okay? Then, in England, we go to the cinema. In America, they prefer often to use movies, go to the movies. Then, for example, if you go to a theater and you want to go to the wardrobe, for example, and leave your coats, etc., very often in America, that is called the closet. So, wardrobe, closet. Then, if you're in a restaurant, to begin with, we in England have a starter. The Americans have an appetizer. And this is very interesting. When you take potatoes and you fry them, and for example, you have it with steak, in English, those are called chips. The Americans use French fries. Now, in English, when you have a bag, for example, at a party, if you're having an aperitif, we often have nuts and what we call crisps. Now, crisps are very thin pieces of potato, chopped up very finely, and then cooked, usually in hot oil, and put in plastic bags. Now, we call those crisps, but the Americans call them potato chips. So it's very confusing. For us, chips is what you have with steak, and the crisps are the things that you have in the bag, all right? And one more thing, in Britain we talk about summer, winter, spring and autumn, but often in American English, you will hear autumn referred to as fall. So those are just a few examples of the difference between British English and American English. But keep noticing the differences especially when you're watching films, because it really is very interesting and it will help you in preparation for when you go to both countries. All right, so good to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next lesson. Bye.
So, this is the abandonment? Yeah?
Oh, I should never have got involved in this charade. I still can't believe you persuaded me to come along.
Oh, come on, Anne. You'll have fun. You won't regret.
Can anyone tell me exactly what it is we're looking for?
Mike, do you ever listen when people talk to you? We're looking for the ghost of a young girl. Legend says that when the full moon's high in the sky, she returns here to look for a young lover. She walks up and down the secret spot where she used to meet him.
And where is the secret spot?
Well, we don't know. But Paolo told me that last year he'd heard strange sounds coming from this house. Huh, we can start from here.
Where here? How can we possibly if we can't see anything in the dark?
Don't worry. I know this place very well.
Okay, silent. Otherwise, we're not gonna hear anything.
Did
anyone ask Sarah if she wanted to come along with us?
Of course we did. She isn't interested. She doesn't believe in ghosts!
Well, you know, you still should have insisted. It's not nice to leave her all by herself at night.
Okay, can we please start searching again?
What?
There's somebody here. Somebody
I don't see anything. Are you sure?
touched me on my shoulder. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure they squeezed my shoulder.
It's me!
What an idiot, Paolo!
Oh.
Okay. Now that we've solved that mystery, silence everyone, and let's continue.
Well, to be honest, this place is kinda
Creepy.
creepy, yeah?
Guys, wait for us. Please.
Who's come to disturb my eternal sleep?
Crikey, I'm not feeling very well. I think I'm going to faint.
Shut up! Well, no, we read about you and we want to get to know you.
I don't like intruders. Do you know what happens to the people who cross my path?
What happens?
A horrible death.